Welcome, everybody. This morning I was thinking about focus and how powerful focus can be throughout our lives, and especially in our practice. And our practice so often reflects our lives, and all of the things that are applicable in our practice can so often be applicable in our lives. So on the way over here, I saw a car accident, and it made me think about focus again. And so I thought that it would be nice for our practice today to focus on focus and to really explore every little thing that's going on in our body as we move through our practice, and what happens when I really take my focus into those little tiny minute changes when I'm balancing, or even as I'm moving, and even as I'm sitting here doing something so simple as sitting. I can get a full exploration of my body just by changing my focus, by changing where I'm sending my breath. Can I send it to my shoulders? Can I send it to my sternum? Can I send it to my hips? And so as we move through our practice, I would encourage you to really see what happens when you focus on every little tiny muscular change and awareness. So with that idea, go ahead and find a comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you. Legs crossed, heels underneath you, feet out in front of you. Allow the eyes to softly shut. And then start to take that focus internally. Start to focus on what's happening through the nervous system, what's happening with your thoughts, what's happening with your breath. Notice if there are any thoughts or worries about where you're going, where you've been, all the responsibilities of life, that left brain monologue that's constantly analyzing, trying to figure out and make sense of everything around you. And all of those things that are going on, take a huge inhale in through the nose, inhale it all in. Hold the breath at the top. And just let all of that stuff run wild. Let your focus go all over the place. Whatever thought or worry comes up, just let that be your focus. And then open the mouth and exhale it all out. Take a huge breath in through the nose. Reach the crown of the head a little higher. Get a little longer. Hold the breath at the top. Notice with what you're left. Notice what thoughts or spots of the body are trying to draw your focus away from this sense of fullness in your breath. And then open the mouth and exhale it all out. Take another huge inhale in through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Notice with what you're left. Notice if that sense of focus, of focusing in on those spaces in between your thoughts, have allowed those thoughts to get a little quieter, any of those distractions to get a little quieter. And then open the mouth, exhale it out. Take another huge inhale in through the nose for 3, 2, 1. Slow exhale out the nose. 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale in, reach the crown of the head a little higher, engage your low back, lift the sternum. Exhale, keep that length, but relax your shoulders, your knees and hips. Take a deep inhale in, really let your belly fill up, let the shoulders relax, shoulder blades toward each other. Slow exhale out, pushing out all that old stale air. Push out a little more air than you think you can. Take another deep inhale in, and a long exhale out. And then find a spot on your body that is grabbing your attention right now. Wherever it might be, take your focus to that spot. And then on an inhale, breathe into that spot on your body. Slowly as you exhale, see if you can feel that spot release and relax. Find a new spot that's grabbed your attention. Take an inhale in, breathe into that spot. Slow exhale out, ask that spot to release. One more time, find that spot on the body, take an inhale in. Focus your breath into that spot. Exhale it out, ask it to release. And then inhale the arms out and up. Bring the palms together, exhale them down in between the eyes to the third eye. May your practice cultivate enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the mouth. May your practice cultivate enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the heart. May all of your practices cultivate an enlightened heart. Let your hands come down towards your shins. You can change the crossing of your legs if you would like. If you're not already in a cross-legged position, find your way there. Allow your shoulder blades to come down the crown of the head to get a little higher. And bring the hands to heart center. Start to rub them together, creating a little bit of warmth. And then find that spot on the body that's grabbing your attention. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale and place the hands down on that spot of the body. Breathe into your hands. Feel that spot release. Bring the hands back together, rub them together, find a little warmth. Find those same long inhales and long exhales. Find that spot of the body that's grabbing your attention and place them down. Breathe into your hands. Feel that warmth from your hands, warmth from your breath. Find that focus. Focus into that spot. And then one last time, rub the hands together. When the hands feel warm, when you feel that spot on the body that's grabbing your attention, place it down. Breathe into your hands. Release the hands down. Take an inhale in. Exhale, place your hands out in front of you. Roll up over your knees and hips and come into tabletop. Really spread the fingers out underneath your shoulders. Let your knees be slightly behind your hips. Push down with the tops of the feet. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. And exhale, reverse. Really sending the center of your back far up. Pushing down with the tops of the feet, tips of the fingers. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Roll the shoulders back. And exhale and reverse. Really push down to the tips of the fingers. Spread the fingers wide. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Take a few cat and cows at the pace of your breath. And really explore and focus on every single little thing that's happening in the body. Notice if the toes lose their tension down on the earth and push them down a little more. Notice if the fingers are starting to curl, and see if you can press the backs of your knuckles down into the earth. Notice if your spine and your back is staying active through the whole process. Notice what's happening with your shoulders, and start to focus on those long inhales and long exhales. Inhale, bring the spine back to neutral. Exhale that right heel straight back behind you. Be sure that that hip is not stacking at all on top of the left. And then inhale the left fingers out. Keep the gaze down on the earth. Spread the fingers. Feel long through those left fingers and through that right heel. Take those same long inhales and long exhales. Rolling that right shoulder back. Pressing down through the tips of the fingers. Pressing down the top of that left foot. Breathe. And then inhale, take everything up, put a little arch in the back. Exhale, elbow, knee. Inhale it out and up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale it out and up. Notice those little tiny changes in the hands and the feet. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale it out one more time. This time as you exhale, bend into the knee, reach back for that foot with the left hand. Notice if that knee is still heading straight back behind you. See if you can lift out of the right shoulder, kick into that left hand, opening the left collar. Same deep breaths. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, place the right knee back down. Place the left fingers down, but turn them in. Inhale the right fingers up. Exhale, reach the right fingers through. See if you can reach the crown of the head a little higher so that your right ear is coming away from your right shoulder. See if you can send your hips a little farther to the right. Push down with the back of that right hand. And then maybe reach those left fingers up and back for the inside of that right thigh if you would like to twist a little deeper. Same long inhales, long exhales. Take one more inhale in, open that left shoulder just a little more. And exhale, slowly unwind, coming back to tabletop. Turn the right toes out at a 90-degree angle. Reach the left foot back behind you. Place the heel down. And then reach the left fingers up into the sky. Notice if the right knee is right under the right hip and the right hand under the right shoulder. See if you can send your hips a little farther toward the opposite side of your mat so that way you're opening up to the left side of the body. Same deep inhale in, long exhale out. Maybe take that left arm up and over your ear. Maybe lift those left toes just an inch above the earth, feeling long through the left side of the body, stopping anywhere along the way, listening to your breath. Deep inhale in, long exhale out. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, coming back to tabletop. Inhale that right heel, left heel back behind you. Exhale the right fingers out. Spread the fingers on the left hand. Find your focus in your breath. Push down with the top of that right foot to stay stable. Breathe. Inhale, get that hand and heel a little higher, arch. Exhale, elbow, knee. Inhale out and up. Press down through that left arm. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale out and up. Exhale, release. Inhale one more time. Exhale, bend into that knee, reach back with the right hand, kick into that hand, open through the right shoulder, press down through that whole left hand, try and get that left ear away from the left shoulder, really push down with the top of the right foot to keep that right leg active and balanced. Same deep inhale in for 3, 2, 1, exhale out, 3, 2, 1. Take one more inhale in, get that foot and hand a little higher. And exhale, release, turn the right fingers in, back in tabletop. Inhale the left fingers up. And exhale, reach it through. Feeling long through the spine as well as the twist. Same deep breaths. Maybe reaching that right arm up and back for the inside of the left thigh, or just continue to push that right hand down to open the right shoulder. Same inhale in for 3, 2, 1. Exhale out, 3, 2, 1. Notice where your focus is. See if you can focus just on the deep breaths and feeling long through your spine. Notice the tiny little changes in the body and the muscles. One more inhale in. Exhale, slowly unwind. Coming back to tabletop. Turn the left toes out. Reach the right foot back, heel down. and right fingers up. Really spreading the fingers on the left hand, trying to send the hips over toward the opposite side of your mat to open up through the right side a little bit more. Maybe reach that right arm up and over. Maybe lift those right toes an inch up off the earth. Same deep inhales. Long exhales. If your body starts to communicate with you, saying this is a strange posture, how do I stay here? See if you can take your focus into a deeper breath, a lengthening through the right side of the body. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, place the hands down, coming back to tabletop. Take an inhale in. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can bend one knee and then the other, really getting into the hamstrings and hips. Grounding down to the tips of the fingers. Sink the heart towards your toes, pull your low ribs in. And then inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale all the way down to the earth. You can make a little pillow with your hands if you would like. Turn one cheek down. Take a few deep breaths, feeling your diaphragm pushing down into the earth. And then take the right arm out to the right side, lined up with that right shoulder. Bring the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Press down with that whole right palm toward the right side, like you're making a half of a T. Then bend the left knee and send that heel up and over. Really press down with that whole right palm to keep that right arm active. Maybe lifting those left fingers up and back. And slowly come back through center. Reach the left hand out to the left side, lined up with that left shoulder. Bend the right knee. Send that heel up and over. Keeping that shoulder active as well as opening, finding those same deep breaths. Maybe that right arm up and back. And then slowly coming back through center. Bring the hands right underneath your shoulders. Line the insides of your wrists with the outsides of your shoulders. Tuck your toes, bring your elbows in towards your ribs. Engage your core, and then on an inhale, come up for plank. Exhale, one forearm at a time, down to forearm plank. Interlace your fingers, except for the pinky and ring. Pull your elbows in towards you, toward each other, and back towards your big toes. Same deep breaths, long inhales, long exhales. If that's too much on your core, you can gently place your knees down, but keep pulling your elbows back towards your knees. Same deep breaths. Focus in on that core, focus in on your breath. One more inhale in. Exhale, place the hips down, roll the shoulders back, place the palms down, elbows underneath your shoulders, and then start to spill your low ribs out by rolling your shoulders back, push down with the tops of your feet, and maybe gaze up, releasing through the front of the body. Same deep breaths. And keeping your chest floating as much as you can, start to release your elbows. And then lift your hands and reach them back behind you. Interlace the hands behind the back. Try and keep your palms together. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the wrists up. Keeping your legs as straight as you can. Start to lift your heels up into the sky with your big toes together. Same deep breaths. Very nice. Keeping your chest and knees floating, bend into your knees. Reach back for your ankles or tops of your feet. Kick into your hands. Notice if the knees come out to the side. See if you can bring them back together. Same deep breaths. If there's any pinching in the back of the neck, turn the gaze down at the earth. Same long inhales, long exhales. Take one more inhale in, get everything a little higher. Exhale, release just the right side. Bring that right elbow underneath the right shoulder. Right palm out in front of you. Start to pull that left heel in towards your glute. See if you can ground that left hip. So much so that the left knee comes up off the earth. Notice if your left knee is pointing out to the side. See if you can bring it back so it's pointing straight back behind you. Releasing through that quad. Then see if you can get that right shoulder away from your right ear. Same deep breaths. Focus on that left quadricep releasing. So many of our knee problems come from tight quadriceps. See if you can let it release. And then releasing that side. Left elbow down. Bend into the right knee. Reach back with the right hand. Pull that heel toward your glute. Release that right quad. Try and get your right hip down to the earth so that your right knee comes up off the earth. Focusing on that thigh muscle releasing. Notice if that right knee starts to come out to the right side. Pull it straight back behind you. And then see if you can press down with that left hand. Left shoulder down away from the ear. Deep breaths. And releasing the right side. Bring your hands underneath your ribs, so a little farther back than usual. Push down with the tops of the feet. Roll the shoulders back, come up for a nice cobra. And then if you would like, you can start to slowly straighten the arms, focusing on the low back, noticing what's happening. If there's too much pinching in the low back, stop anywhere along the way. Push down through the tips of the fingers. And then slowly send the hips back. Let the knees come to the sides of your mat, big toes together. Send the hips back, child's pose. Deep breaths. Reaching the fingertips a little farther away, maybe rocking slightly from side to side to release the low back. Being kind and patient with yourself. Know that this pose is there for you anytime that you need it. If you ever feel disconnected from your practice, then come back here, take a few deep breaths. As you're ready, inhale coming forward through tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale the right heel up. Be sure that the right hip doesn't stack at all on top of the left, but when you flex the toes, they're pointing right down at the earth. And then exhale, knee to nose, shoulders out over your fingertips, ground down through the tips of your fingers. Inhale that heel up. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, shoulders out toward the fingertips. Inhale that heel up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale that heel up. Exhale, knee to nose. Softly place the right foot down near the right hand. Coming into our lunge. And be sure your lunge is long enough so that way your right knee is attempting to come to a right angle so that your thigh is parallel with the earth. But make sure that your knee is not out over your toes, but is actually right over that right ankle. Notice if your ankle, knee, and hip are lined up on each side, so you might want to walk that right foot a little farther to the right side. And then slowly come up to your fingertips. See if you can take the weight out of your hands, keeping your chest on your thigh, pulling that right hip back and the left hip forward, really focusing on all of that alignment. And then make a little pillow with the left side of your mat. Place the left knee down, untuck the toes. Maybe walking that right foot a little farther forward to make sure that that right knee doesn't come out over the toes. And then inhale, coming up to the fingertips, sink the hips forward, push down with the top of the left foot. Exhale, slowly heading back, pulling that right hip back behind you, straightening the right leg, and then flexing the right toes as the crown of the head comes down. Inhale, rolling all the way forward. Focus on the hips. Notice if they're trying to shift and avoid little spots. See if you can keep them parallel to the front of your mat. Long exhale, roll all the way back. Notice those little shifts in the hips. See if you can keep them parallel to the front of the mat. Flex the right toes. Inhale, rolling forward. And exhale, rolling back. Just waking up that hip, being kind and patient with it. Inhale forward one more time. This time as you exhale, tuck the left toes. Let the mat unroll. Keep those left fingers down, lined up with the left toes. And then inhale the right fingers up. Notice if that right knee starts to collapse out to the right side and pull it back in so it's right over that right ankle. Notice if the crown of the head is starting to head toward the left side. See if you can bring it back right to where those right toes are pointing. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, place that right hand down. When you feel stable here, bring your hands to your hips and come up. If you need to, you can place that left knee down. Take a few breaths. Join us when you're ready. Pulling back on that right heel to engage underneath the right thigh. Pull the hips forward. You can take 3 long breaths with that left knee on the ground, or if you would like, take an inhale in. Exhale, float that left knee an inch up off the earth. Keep that right leg right where it is. Inhale, straighten the left. Exhale and float. Focus on that right quad, left quad engaged. Inhale, lengthen that left heel back. Exhale and float. And then everyone inhale up, crescent pose. Exhale, chest down to that thigh, fingertips out. Take the weight forward and up. Take a few breaths with those fingertips on the earth, the left hip right next to the right. Now you can keep those fingertips down, or if you'd like a little more of a challenge, bring the hands to heart center. Take an inhale in wherever you are. Exhale, bend that right knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. I know that right hip flexor feels strange. Just breathe a little deeper. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten one more time. This time as you exhale and bend all the way down. Reach those left toes back behind you. Float them a centimeter, millimeter up off the earth. And then come back into your lunge. Inhale up, crescent pose. You can place that left knee down if you would like. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Take the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Push down with that right hand. Should feel really nice through that right hip flexor after all that work. Coming into a little deeper of a twist than where we were a moment ago. Maybe those left fingers down, right fingers up, or bind if it's in your practice. Same deep breaths. Long inhales, long exhales. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, slowly unwind. Make a little pillow with the left side of the mat one more time. And then very slowly be kind to that right side of the body. Take an inhale in. Exhale, slowly heading back. See how this feels a little different. Inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, rolling back. Inhale, rolling forward. And this time as you exhale, you can roll all the way back, sitting down on the inside of that left heel. Or for those of you that would like, you can come forward into Hanumanasana if that's in your practice or something you would like to try. So we're doing all the same musculature required for full splits. And then bring that left heel around if you've come back. Flex those right toes back towards you. Send your right heel a little farther forward to create a little space in that right hip. Turn your chest right towards your toes. And then inhale the arms up. Exhale, head down towards your toes. Flexing the right toes, keeping them active, finding those same long inhales and long exhales. Lengthening through the spine. With each inhale, see if you can get a little longer. With each exhale, see if you can get your forehead a little closer down towards your shin. Focusing on those hamstrings on the right side. Those two giant hamstrings on the inside of the back of that thigh and that one running on the outside. See if you can ask them to lengthen, to release. And slowly on an inhale, roll up one vertebra at a time. Take the left hand back behind you, spread the fingers, press them down. Reach the right hand to the outside of the left thigh and twist. Same deep breaths. On an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Very nice. Flex those right toes, keep the right leg active. And then turn your gaze toward the right toes. Walk that right foot a couple of inches farther forward to open up through that left hip and the right, so you can take the weight out of the left hand and reach it up and over your ear. Maybe down toward the right toes or just lengthening through the left side of the body. Same deep breaths. Now you can use that right hand on the left thigh for two reasons. One, to push open that left hip, and another to pull the right shoulder underneath you to open that left shoulder up above you. Same deep breaths. Reach those left fingers up. Take an inhale in. Let them float you up. Place them down back behind you. Place the right hand down on the other side, lined up with the left. Tuck the right toes, and then send that left heel up and back. Sink your heart toward the right toes. Release that right hip. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Place the left foot down. Place the right heel down. Parallel the left foot with the right. Come in between your legs. Wide-legged forward fold. Release down. Transfer the weight toward the balls of your feet. Shake the head yes and no. Feel it release and relax. Clasp opposite elbows. Maybe reach your hands through your legs. Take a few deep, well-deserved breaths. This is a wonderful restorative posture. Feel each vertebra releasing. Feel your breath coming a little calmer. And start to walk over towards your right toes. Come up to the balls of your feet. Put a little bend in your knees. Keep that rotation going all the way around the right side. And then all the way back behind you. Sit down in between your heels. So the right leg is going to be on top. Very nice. See if you can stack your knees. Get your heels so that they're lined up with each other. See if you can sink your sit bones down toward the earth. And then place that right hand back behind if you would like, or just stay right here breathing if that's enough of an opening in the hips. And that left hand to the outside of the right thigh and twist. Same deep breaths. Very nice. Long through the spine. Same deep breaths. Focus on releasing through the hips. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, slowly unwind. Keep that unwind going all the way to the left side. Start to come up through the hands and straighten the legs. Come back for Pasarita Padottanasana. Wide-legged forward fold. This time interlace your hands behind your back like your pinkies come down toward the earth. Feel long through the spine. Same deep breath. And then release your fingers. Walk over toward the right toes. Turn the right toes out. Bend into the right knee. Come up to the ball of the left foot. Place the hands down. Send that right heel up and back. Release that hip. And then either keeping those left toes floating or place the right foot down. Take an inhale forward to plank. Tuck the pelvis under, crown of the head long. Exhale down, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale through and up your back bend of choice. Cobra, upward dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Wherever you would like to take 3 long breaths. Deep expansive inhales. Long relaxing exhales. Press down to the tips of the fingers. Lengthen through the spine. Listen to your body. Listen to your breath. If you're not already there, meet us in downward facing dog. Inhale the left heel up. Exhale knee to nose. Inhale that heel up. Sink the heart toward your right toes. Exhale left knee, right elbow, shoulders out over your fingertips like you're coming into plank. Inhale that heel up. Exhale left knee, left elbow. Inhale that heel up, press down to the tips of the fingers. Exhale knee to nose. Engage through the body, through the core. Softly place that left foot down near the left hand. Notice what's happening with your hips. Focus on those tiny little changes. Be sure that left ankle is lined up with the left knee so that your knee isn't coming out over your toes. See if you can pull that right hip forward and the left hip back, finding all of those little tiny changes in alignment. Maybe taking that left foot a little farther to the left side than usual to create a more foundational base. And then come up to your fingertips. See if you can take the weight out of your hands. Keep your chest down on your thigh. Same deep breaths. And make a little pillow with the right side of your mat. Place the right knee down and tuck the toes. And then inhale, push down with the top of the right foot, sink the hips. Exhale, rolling back, flex the right toes, crown of the head down, move slow. Move through those little tiny changes. Inhale, rolling forward. Notice if your hips are trying to avoid any old injuries or spots. You can keep your hips parallel to the front of your mat. And exhale, rolling back. Notice what your hips are trying to do. Notice if they're trying to avoid something. See if you can keep them parallel. Inhale, rolling forward. And exhale, rolling back. Inhale, rolling forward one more time. This time as you exhale, let your mat unroll, tuck those right toes. Keep the right fingertips down, inhale the left fingers up. Remember that that right knee is there for you anytime you need it throughout this series. Otherwise, keep those right toes tucked, reaching those left fingers up, trying to get that right shoulder down away from your ear, trying to stack that left shoulder on top of the right. Deep breaths. See if you can pull your belly button in toward that left thigh. Notice if that left knee is collapsing out. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, place that left hand down. When you feel stable here, bring the hands to your hips and inhale, coming up. Really pulling the hips forward, engage the core, relax the shoulders back. Remember that that right knee is there for you if you would like to just take a few breaths here. Otherwise, take a deep inhale in. Exhale, float that right knee up off the earth. See if you can keep that left thigh right where it is. Inhale, straighten that right leg back. Exhale, float the right knee. Inhale it back. Exhale and float. This time, everyone inhale all the way up, crescent pose. Exhale, chest down to that thigh, fingertips out. Slowly take the weight forward, and then inhale up. Notice if that right hip is right next to the left. Be sure it's not stacking at all. It's going to put a lot of pressure on that left hip flexor. See if you can breathe a little deeper. Maybe bring your hands to heart center if you'd like a little more of a challenge. Otherwise, keep the fingertips on the earth. Take an inhale in. Exhale, bend into that left knee. Inhale, straighten. You can keep those fingertips down if you'd like. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten one more time. This time, as you bend, float those right toes a centimeter, a millimeter above the earth. Gently place them down. Back in your lunge. Inhale up, crescent pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right elbow, left thigh. You can place that right knee down if you need to. Coming into a nice twist. Whatever you got on the other side. See if you can breathe down. Same long inhales. Long exhales. Listen to your body. Listen to your breath. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, slowly unwind. Make a pillow with the right side of your mat one more time. And then very gently, kindly, inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, rolling back, being kind to that left hip, flexing those toes, feeling long through the spine. Inhale, rolling forward. And exhale, rolling back, pull that left hip back. Inhale, rolling forward. And then this time as you exhale, you can exhale all the way back. Sit down on the inside of that right foot. Hanumanasana if you would like. Otherwise, bring that right heel all the way around. Turn your chest right over the toes. Maybe send the toes a little farther out to create a little space for that hip. Inhale the arms up. And exhale down towards your toes. A few deep breaths. With each inhale, see if you can get a little longer. With each exhale, see if you can round down just a little bit more. Being kind to those hips. Slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Take that right hand back behind you, left hand to the outside of that right thigh and twist. Long through the spine, twist a little deeper. Turn your gaze toward those front left toes. See if you can walk that heel a little farther forward. Take the weight out of the right hand, send it up and over. Trying to open through that right heart up toward the sky. Use that left hand to tuck that left shoulder a little more. Same deep breath. Use the right fingertips to lift you up and back behind you. Bring that left hand down. Tuck the left toes. Send that right foot all the way up. Sink your heart toward the right toes, the left toes to sink, to release. And then knee toward your nose. Place that foot down. Parallel your feet. Come in between your legs. Release down. Nice wide-legged forward fold. Deep inhale in through the nose. And sigh it out the mouth. Deep inhale in through the nose. And let it out. Walk over toward the left toes. Come up to the balls of the feet, bend into the knees, keep that rotation going all the way around, back behind you. Place the hips down in between your heels, that left knee on top of the right, if you can. Sink that left sit bone down toward the earth, and then see if you can sit up tall. Releasing through those hips. And either staying right here, just feeling those hips release, or take that left hand back behind you, right hand to the outside of that left thigh, and twist. Same deep breaths. Take one more inhale in, lengthen a little more. Exhale, slowly unwind. This time as you head back through to Pasarita Padottanasana, just take a moment. Release the hips, transfer the weight a little more toward the balls of your feet. Release the head, neck, and shoulders. And then walk over toward the left toes, turn the left toes out, bend into that left knee, come up to the ball of that right foot. And then gently send that left foot back and up. Release that hip. And then head down through your vinyasa, inhaling forward, exhale, floating down, inhale through and up, exhale back, child's pose or downward facing dog, whatever you would like. To take a few deep, well-deserved breaths. Just notice where your focus is, notice where your thoughts are. See if you can bring any effort and all of that focus back into your breath, back into what's happening with your body. We're going to have one more challenging standing series on either side. Just a quick opening of the hips. Listen to your body, listen to your breath. If you would like, you can just take this time right here in child's pose. Or join us through this quick little challenging series. If you would like, find your way up, downward facing dog. Inhale the right heel up, point the toe, let it fall over to the side, opening up the hips, sink the heart toward the left toes. And then inhale, lengthen that right heel out. Exhale, bring it forward and through. Place it down in between the hands. Place the left heel down. Lead with that left hand and come up, warrior two. First time we're really opening our hips. Be sure they're lined with the long side of your mat. Pull that left hip in. Be sure the right knee is out over the right toes. Engage the core. Relax the shoulders. Fingertips out and away. Chin toward that front middle finger. Pull your feet in toward each other. Engage underneath the pelvic floor. Find your breath. Close the eyes. And just forget everything I just said and breathe. Right elbow, right thigh. Left arm up and over. Pull with that left big toe. Send the hips toward the opposite side of your mat. Open that left shoulder a little more. Maybe the right finger's down, left finger's up. Stopping anywhere along the way. Listen to your body. Listen to your breath. Maybe reaching for that bind if it's in your practice. Long inhales, long exhales. On an inhale, head all the way back. Peaceful warrior. Reach with those right fingers. Bend with that right knee. Exhale it out. Bend a little deeper. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, reach with the right fingers, tuck the right hip under, reach the left hip back, and down. Trikonasana, trying to align each and every joint, keeping that right leg nice and straight, maybe keeping that right hand on your shin to open up that left shoulder a little more. And then staying here, bring that left hand to your hip, bend into the right knee, take the right fingers out, take the weight forward and up, Ardha Chandrasana. Know that throughout this series you can keep that back foot down. Just come into triangle, trying to align each and every joint wherever you find yourself. Same deep breaths. And then wherever you are, bring that left hand down toward warrior three or toward pyramid, bringing the hips toward the front of the mat. And then staying here, or either down on the earth or floating up on that foot, reach the right fingers up for Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana. Or if you would like, you can make your way into twisted triangle. Same long inhales, long exhales. It's our last challenging posture on this side. Find your breath. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, float both hands down, bend into that right knee wherever you are, send that left foot all the way back. Send the right foot back to meet the left and up. Release that hip. Place it down or hold it up as you head through a vinyasa. Inhaling forward, exhale, elbows in, float, inhale through and up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left heel up, point the toe, let it fall over to the side. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it forward and through. Prepare for warrior two on the other side. Hips toward the long side of your mat, all that same alignment. Shoulders, knee out over the toes, same deep breaths. Maybe closing the eyes, breathing a little deeper. Left elbow, left thigh, right arm up and over. Maybe the left finger's down, right finger's up, stopping anywhere along the way. And perhaps that bind. Listen to your body, listen to your breath. Notice where your focus is. Can you still focus on those deep inhales? Long exhale. Notice those tiny little changes in the body as you inhale all the way back. Peaceful warrior. Exhale, bend a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, reach. Tuck that left hip under, right hip back. Hand to your shin. Maybe down toward your toes or the earth. Notice if the right obliques are sticking out. Pull them back in. Staying here, right hand to your hip. Maybe bending into that left knee, take the weight forward and up if you would like, Ardha Chandrasana. Otherwise, stay right here in triangle pose. Same deep breaths, trying to align each and every joint. Long inhales, long exhales. And wherever you are, slowly let the right fingertips come down. Parallel your hips to the front of your mat. Staying in warrior three, or triangle, or pyramid. And then again, staying here, wherever you are, right fingers down, left fingers up, if you would like to twist. Listen to your body, listen to your breath. It's our last challenging pose. We're almost there. Find your edge and breathe. Take one more inhale in, wherever you are. Exhale, slowly unwind, bend into the left knee, right foot all the way back. Come into your lunge. Send that left foot back and up, release. And come through your vinyasa. And back to child's pose. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Open the mouth, let it out. Deep inhale in. Hold the breath. Open the mouth, let it out. And then focus on your heartbeat. Feel it start to decrease in speed. Feel your breath coming easier, fuller. We have made it. Inhale coming up through tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale the right heel up. Exhale, bring it forward and through. Placing it down, place the left knee down and tuck the toes. Walk the right foot over to the left side of your mat. Really flex the right toes. Place the right knee down to the right side of your mat. Keep your shin parallel to the front of your mat. If that doesn't work for you, you can start to bring that left knee up as far as you need to in order to allow your belly and chest to come right out over your shin as you walk the hands out. Maybe coming down to your forearms. Maybe making fists with your hands to release the head. Maybe walking the hands all the way out. And then focus on keeping those right toes flexed. And start to let the rest of your body release. Let those left toes release, your hips, your back, your shoulders, your head, your neck, your fingers. Just keep those right toes flexed. Let everything else go. Let gravity do all the work. Focus on those right toes. Focus on your breath. Deep inhales. Long exhales. And slowly coming up to your hands. Tuck the left toes back behind you. Gently send that right foot back and up. Release that hip. Place it down next to your left. Inhale the left heel up. Bring it forward and through. Place that right knee down and tuck the toes. Walk that left foot to the right side. Flex those toes. Place that knee down. Bring that right knee up if you need to make your way out over the left shin. Releasing down toward your forearms. Maybe making little fists. Same deep breaths. Focus on those left toes being flexed. Start to let the rest of the body release. The right toes, the hips, the shoulders, the head, the neck, the fingers. Let gravity do all the work. Ask that left hip to release. Focus on your breath, getting deeper, your heart rate decreasing. And slowly coming up to your hands, tuck the right toes, send the left foot up and back, release that hip. As you're ready, place that left foot down, come into our final downward dog. Inhale forward to plank, exhale down to your back. If you're not inverting today, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall out to the side, right hand to your heart, left hand to your diaphragm. If you are inverting today, place the hands down by your hips, send your feet up and over, and come into plow. Find those same long inhales and long exhales. Hands high up on your back if you would like to make your way up to shoulder stand. See if you can pull your shoulder blades in toward each other, elbows toward each other, lengthen through the neck so much so that not a single vertebra is down on the mat. For those of you down on the earth in Supta Baddha Konasana, feel your heart rate decrease with your right hand. Feel your breath calm with the left. If you come up for your inversion, slowly find your way down. And everyone pull your knees up into your chest. Release the low back. Rock from side to side. Hold on to that right knee. Straighten the left leg out. Onto the earth. Hold. Release the right hand. Pull the right knee over the body. And a nice easy final spinal twist. Focusing on your breath. Allowing it to be deep. Allowing yourself to release. Letting go of any last remnants of resistance or stresses. And slowly coming back through center. Straighten the right leg out. Pull that left knee in. Release the left hand down. Pull the left knee over the body. Focusing on that deep breath. Ease. Nothing to think. Nothing to do. Nothing to be. Just breathing. And slowly coming back through center and extending out into our final Shavasana. Let the legs lengthen out, let the toes fall away from each other. Tuck one shoulder blade and then the other. I like to do little physical adjustments in Shavasana. If you're open to that, you can leave your palms up. If you would rather conserve your energy, you can turn your palms down. Reach the crown of the head a little longer. Relax your jaw. Release your tongue. Let your breath come easy. And then feel the weight of all of the work that we've done through our journey in your nervous system. Focus on it. Feel it heavy. And feel that focus, that heaviness spreading to every cell and molecule in your body. Letting your whole self sink down, melt into the earth underneath you. Allow yourself this time of healing, this time of integration. Allow yourself this time just to breathe and allow yourself just to be. Slowly find your way back. Notice how you're breathing. Listening to your body. Decide if you would like to stay here, melting down into the earth, or start to activate however feels natural, maybe through the fingers and toes, maybe stretching your arms up above you, rocking your head from side to side. And again, staying here, melting into the earth, or keeping the eyes softly shut, roll onto one side or the other, find your way back to that same comfortable seated position with a nice long spine, focusing on your breath. Wherever you are, notice if your muscles are sitting a little easier, if your breath is coming a little calmer, if your thoughts seem just a little bit further apart, and maybe your focus seems a little more tangible. Maybe you can focus in on your breath, and the thoughts don't feel like they're such a huge distraction. Inhale the arms out and up. Bring the palms together in the energy of our whole journey. Exhale it all down in between the eyes. May your life be filled with enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the mouth. May you always have the patience for enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the heart. May your heart have the healing it requires to live an enlightened life. Namaste. Take your time. There is absolutely no rush. I just want to thank you all for allowing me to guide you. As most of you know, I never teach the same class twice. It's always based on who's here and what kind of energy you bring. So thank you for bringing this wonderful energy this morning. And as most of you know, these are all donation-based classes. If you make it here in person, there's a little donation station on your way out. And for those of you at home, there's a donation button on your screen. We ask that you honor the suggested $15 donation if you are able, or leave whatever you can so we can continue to bring this service to our community and to the world. It's such an honor to be able to touch so many people's lives, so thank you so much for that. I hope that you will take some of this wonderful work that you've done on your mat with you, as so often we will leave this work on our mat and forget how wonderfully applicable it is to our lives. It's not just the time that we spend here, but every conscious breath that we take in our lives that brings about change. So may you have a wonderful day, week, month, year, and life. Namaste. Peace be with you.